So, Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we'll continue with radical function. We finished number 7 last time, if you remember this one. Any problem for number 7? Any problem for number 7?
Oh, it was just the end behavior.
The end behavior, I explained it yesterday.
Sorry, did you upload the video? I'll watch it
Yes,
tonight.
I uploaded.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Okay. Check if you didn't understand, you can explain it one more time. But you will find here it will be repeated. Okay. So what is the meaning of fx number 9? We need the meaning of fx equals x to the power 5 over 2. What is the meaning of this one? What is the meaning of the power is a fraction? What is the meaning of the power is a fraction? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of the power is a fraction?
Means it's the divided, right? It's like one. No, when the power of a fraction is like divided.
No.
No, root.
If the power is negative, then it would be shifted to the denominator. When I have that x to the power negative 4, for example, it would be 1 over x to the power 4. But if you find that the power is x to the power 2, just 1 minute, we have space here. Okay. So if x to the power 1 over 2, it means this one will be the square root of x. X to the power 1 over 3. It will be the cubic root of x. And let x now equals, so if you have x to the power 1 over n, so it will be the nth root of x. Okay. So suppose that we have 2 over 3. Sorry, x to the power 2 over 3. Just 1 minute.
X to the power, okay.
X to the power 2 over 3. So it will be...
Okay, x cubic root of x, x squared. Cubic root of x squared.
The cubic root of x squared, or we can write it as another way, with another way. The cubic root of x all to the power 2. Okay? So suppose that we have here x to the power 3 over 5. How we can represent this one?
Fifth root.
The fifth root to x to the power 3, or it will be?
The cube of
yes. To the power 3, we have here 5 under the cube, the fifth root. Any problem for this one?
No.
Okay, so we need to solve number 9. At the first, we will convert it to be the root form, because then we have a denominator here. So we have f of x equals
root 2 outside.
The square of x to the power 5. So what is the domain for this one?
Domain is above 0.
Domain, the expression that you have here, which is x to the power 5, must be greater than or equal 0. So it will be x will be greater than or equal 0. That is the domain. What is the range? The range we will find it from the graph. How we can graph this one? We can choose a value for x and values for y. You can choose any values. Like for example, it will be 0, because we said we will start from 0, because you can find the square root of 0. 0, yes. Yes.
Yes.
One more time, yes. Yes.
You can use
2, 3, 4. Can you find the answer now for this one? Where's my calculator? How you will find it?
It's 0, 1.
Inna lillahi wa inna
ilayhi root 2, 4 root 2.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. You can find it with an easy way, mood.
5.
7 with table, then write the function. It will be represented as f of x equal, then you have to write the square root of x to the power 5. Start, alaykum salam, start from 0 and end at 4, step 1, then you will find the table.
Yeah, they all have values.
So what is the answer?
0, 1, 128.
0, 1, 128. The next will be
2,187.
2,100.
No, yeah, 187.
Okay, that's enough. So the graph, you see that we are going up. So that's how the graph would be look like. That is the problem. Sorry, this is the coordinates. That's how the graph would be look like. So what is the range? You understand the meaning of the graph? I don't need the exact value.
Or equal to 0 and above.
So it will be range now will be the range will be y is greater than or equals to 0. So we need to continue finding the missing. What are the missing?
The x-intercepts, the y-intercepts.
Yes.
The decrease and increase.
So find it. What is the x-intercept?
X-intercept there is no. Oh, it's 0, 0.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The x-intercept is the value of x when y equals 0, so it will be 0. Okay.
0,
what is the y-intercept?
0. 0.
Okay. X-intercept, just 1 minute, write it. X-intercept equals 0. Y-intercept equals 0. Okay. Then?
Increasing, decreasing.
Sorry?
You can find the end behavior.
Can you hear yourself who is speaking now? Can you hear yourself? Can you understand what you're saying? Well, there is a problem with the mic or you are sleeping. Okay. So now we need to find what? Sorry, the next one?
Increasing, decreasing.
Increasing and decreasing. The function is increasing or decreasing?
Increasing.
Increasing.
0 and positive infinity, I think.
From 0 to positive infinity.
Continuous.
Continuous and the behavior.
And behavior.
Limits when x approaches positive infinity, f of x also approaches positive infinity.
Yes, we have only one limit because we have a starting point, but there is no end. So we need to study for the end. So we can say that limit when x is approached to be positive infinity, the function is approached to be positive infinity. Is equals to positive infinity.
Yes, sir.
We need to find any other thing. Increasing, decreasing, continuity. We said that's continuity. There is nothing more. Okay. So we need to solve number 11.
Wait, sir. I don't get how I don't understand what you did on the part above.
Which one? Because you come late, yeah, Hussein. This word? This part? Okay. So the first point that we have x to the power 1 over 2 equals the square root of x. That's the first one. That's formula. X to the power 1 over 2 equals the square root of x. X to the power 1 over 3 equals the cubic root of x. So if that's to the power 1 over 4, it will be the fourth root. Whatever the power that you have, if you have x to the power 1 over n, so it will be represented as the nth root of x. You understand it?
Yes.
Okay. Suppose that we have here a different power. The numerator is not 1. The numerator is any number. So you can represent it as the denominator will be the nth root. The denominator is 3. The denominator here is 3. So the nth root here will be 3. And that will be x to the power 2. You can write it inside or you can write x and all raised to the power 2. That will be the fifth root. X could be to the power 3 or all to the power 3. You understand it? So for this one we have here x to the power 5 over 2. So it will be the square root of x to the power 5. For this one, how we can represent this one?
Square root of...
No, we have 2 outside. So leave 2 outside as it is, without any change. 2
square root
into
the 4th root
of x to the power 3.
The power 3, yes. Then now we need to find the domain and range, because now the power here, the nth root is even. That means the domain will start from 0 and more, and going to the right. 0 and more. Because you can find the square root of a negative number. You can find the square root for 0 and for positive number. Or the 4th root, the eventh root. If n is even, you can find only for 0 and the positive, non-negative number. Any problem for this one?
No.
Okay. So the value that we use, we'll use that's x and that's y. So the domain, as we said now, the domain, what's the domain? X is greater than or equals 0. What we will find the range from the graph. We'll find the range from the graph. Okay. So how we can represent this one? We will choose 0, 1, 2, and 3. That's enough. So by using substitution or by using mode 7, can you find it by using the calculator? Any problem for finding by using calculator? Any problem for finding by using calculator, Shabab?
No.
I don't have a calculator. So.
You don't know how to find it by using calculator?
I don't have a calculator.
So, خلاص. That's yours.
Sir, the y values are decimals.
No problem. Just give me the rounded point. I need how the graph will be look like. The graph is going up, going down. To find the range only. And read the graph. That's how to read the graph. I don't need the exact value. How the graph will be look like.
Yeah. Should I send it on Telegram? Or?
No. Just give me the answer. I will write it here. You will solve the next one. 0. 16.
45.25.
45.2. I need 83.1. It means the graph now is going by increasing the value of x, y also will be increased. So that's how the graph will be look like. By this way. How the graph will be look like, that's all.
Okay.
To find the range. You understand it? How the graph will be look like. That's the main point, because from the graph, how the graph look like, you can find the range, you can find the end behavior, you can find if the functions increase or decrease, the x-intercept and the y-intercept, that's all only. So we need now to find the range. What is the range?
Greater than 0.
So it will be y is greater than or equal, because we start from 0, okay? And we need x-intercept. X-intercept. We set the domain now. We set the domain here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Okay. The x-intercept?
0.
0. And the y-intercept?
Also 0.
Okay. And we need the function is increase or decrease?
That's increasing.
Let's say increase from 0 to positive infinity. And the end behavior, limit when x tends to positive infinity, the function also tends to positive infinity. It will be a continuous function. Any problem for this one?
No.
Tamam? Okay. Can you solve question number 8? Solve 8, send it to me, then solve 10, then 12. Type. Just 1 minute, please. Just 1 minute. Ya Shabab, please. Can you hear me? Stop solving, please.
Yes.
If you don't have a problem with 8 and 10, continue solving 12. If you have a problem with 8 and 10, just listen to me. Alas?
Are you solving?
I'm solving 8 and 10. I'm just solving a small part in 8 and 10. So for 8, how the graph will be look like after the graphing? That's the graph. Is this right?
Yes.
That's the graph.
Yeah.
Now you need to write the end behavior. The problem for question number 8, it was the end behavior. Is this right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How many graphs that we have? We have 2 graphs. That's the graph number 1 and that's the graph number 2. For graph number 1, there is 2 end behavior. That's the first one, and that's the second one. For graph number 2, there is 2 end behavior. That's the first one, and that's the second. Okay. So from the left, for any graph, if you want to find the end behavior, you have to read from left and from right. Is it right?
Yeah.
So the first one, limit, and the second one is limit. That's from right and from left. From left, x is going to what? X is going, just 1 minute, just 1 minute. X, the graph, just 1 minute. All of the values of x, I'm talking about the values of x. The values of x from left is it's going to negative infinity. So we can say that when x tends to negative infinity. خلاص? Now the second one, x from the right side for the graph number 1. I'm talking now about graph number 1. About graph number 1. Okay? That's about graph number 1. When x from graph number 1 is closest to be what? We said we have a vertical line of asymptote now, which is x is equal to 0. So all of the point of x is going to be 0, but it will not be 0. So it will approach to be 0. You understand this one?
Can you repeat that?
Again for this one. Again for this one. Now I'm explaining 2 parts. Just 1 minute, I will enlarge the graph to make it clear. That's the graph. That's the first, that's the coordinate, that's the x. That's the x and that's the y. That's the graph, the first one. That's question number 8, not 10. خلاص? That's question number 8. That's the graph for 8, not 10. I'm not solving 10 now. I'm solving 8. خلاص? So how many graphs that we have? We have. If you are not using the mic, please close the mic. Or if you are not using the handset, please close the handset. Use it. Now we have graph number 1 and graph number 2. For graph number 1, how many end behavior? There is 2 arrows. That's the first arrow and that's the second arrow. خلاص? If you want to read any graph, you read from the left part and from the right part. So limit from x from left, limit x from the right. Sorry, leave this one. X is going to the left. To which number? X is going to the left to the negative infinity, because if you continue with the continue with x, you are going to -1, -2, -3, and so on. Is that right?
Yeah.
So negative infinity. That's the first one. Any problem for the first one?
No.
Now you need. I'm talking about the first part. There is no other parts here. I cancel this one. There is no second part. I'm just solving this one. From the right part of the graph number 1, the graph number 1, from the right part of graph number 1, by increasing the value of x, what is the maximum number for x?
0.
It will be before 0. You understand it? X will not be exceeded than 0. It's approached to be 0. You understand this one?
No. Yeah.
What is the value now? Now you are going to the left. Going to the left to which number? The graph is continuous to negative infinity. Okay. Now you are going to the right until you stop here. What is the value that is the stopping point?
-1?
No, not -1. You can find -0.5, -0.1, -0.001. So the number that you will stop is the line of asymptote. The vertical line of asymptote that stop the horizontal change. Now you have a vertical wall now that stop you when you are moving horizontal. Is that right?
Yeah.
The vertical wall that you have, which is the vertical line of asymptote, that's stopping you when you are moving horizontally. So what is this vertical line? What is the vertical line of asymptote that you have here for this equation? The vertical line of asymptote 0. So now you are going y equals the vertical line of asymptote.
Oh, sorry,
X equals 0.
I'm talking about again. Please focus. Leave what is in your mind. Leave it. Just listen to me to understand this part, please. Please don't think about anything else. خلاص? Now I'm talking about the moving of x. I'm not talking about the function. I just write x. Writing x only. I didn't write the function because you need to divide into parts. Now for x, you are moving to the left, you are reading from the left side and from the right side. From the left side, is there any limit? Is there anything that stops you?
No.
No.
not
So you
yet.
are moving to negative infinity. If you are moving to the right, is there anything will stop you?
Yes.
The vertical line will stop. You will not be close to the line of asymptote. You will stop at the line of asymptote. What is the value of the line of asymptote?
0.
0. Okay. So x will be stopped at 0 when x is approached to be 0. خلاص?
So wouldn't you put like a little negative over the 0 since you're going
Which
to the
one?
negative side? A limit as x goes to 0 from the negative side.
From here? From the negative side?
Yeah, you'd
From the left
put
side.
you'd put like a negative sign
Which
on
one?
top of the 0.
From here? That's
Is
from
it
the
not
left
what
of
you-
0, yes. From
That's
the
what
left
you
of
do,
0.
right?
No, I didn't write it. Leave it now, this one.
Okay.
If you want to write it from left side, I will explain this one later. This point will be explained later. And the limits, when you are going to the limits. To find the limit of the function. Please, we need to focus on one point. خلاص?
Okay.
Just focus on one point. Leave the positive direction, negative direction, now leave it. أنا ما في معلوم هذا. خلاص? Just leave it. Just focus on this point. Now we need to find where the function is going. Function f of x, and that's f of x. We said x is going to left and to the right. The function is going up and going down. The function now is going, if you are moving
Down.
to the left, your function is going up or
Going
left? Going up. Going to up to positive infinity, or there is a stop for this one?
It's going to 0.
There is a stop because we have a horizontal line of asymptote. The graph is going up, but it will not going through the horizontal line of asymptote. What is the value of the horizontal line of asymptote?
0.
0. Now for the right side of the function, you are moving now. Put any point here. I'm choosing any point. If I'm going to the left, I find myself I'm going up, but until I find the horizontal line, I will stop at the horizontal line. What is the value of the horizontal line? Which is 0. Now I'm choosing the same point, then going to the right. I'm going to the right to down. Going
Negative.
down to which number? Is there any limit down?
No.
There is no limit, so it will be negative infinity. That is for graph number 1. Now graph number 2. We need to read limit for the limit when x is approached to, and limit when x is approached to. We need to read at the first for x. For x, if you're choosing any value here, for x, the function now is going to the left to negative infinity, or there is a stop? It will stop at the vertical line of asymptote. The vertical line of asymptote will stop from the right. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what is the value now for the vertical line? Which is 0. At the right side of x, I'm going now to the right. Is there any limit?
Yes.
Is there any limit you are going to the right? Is there any limit
No.
of going to the right?
No.
So it's mean you are going to the right without limit. It's mean positive infinity. Now we need to read the function. Now I'm going to the part of the function f of x. Choose any point on the graph. You are going to the left. If you are going to the left, where you are going? Up or down? Up.
To infinity.
Is there any limit of going up?
No.
There is no limit. It means you are going to infinity. Now I'm choosing the same point, then going to the right. I'm going to the right. You will find that you are going down. What is the meaning of going down? It means decrease. You are going down. Down it means going to negative infinity. But now you are going to negative infinity, or there is a line will stop you. Stop moving. Stop going down. Is there any horizontal line of asymptote? There is a horizontal line of asymptote. The line will stop. The graph will be closer to this line, but will not touch the line. What is the value of this line?
0.
It will be 0. That is how to write the function. You understand it? Read each one. Right at the first. I'm going from x. X had two end behavior. One from right and one from left. When I'm going to the left, what will happen? I'm going to all of the number. Is there any vertical line will stop me? When you are talking to x, just looking for the vertical line. That's only the vertical line will stop the horizontal move. The vertical line will stop the horizontal move. And the horizontal line will stop the vertical move. You understand it? If you want to go up, the only thing that will stop you is any horizontal line. If you are going with any vertical line will not stop you. If you are going up and there is a vertical line, there is no relation. You are moving parallel together. It will never stop you. You understand this one?
Yeah.
ايه اللي مش فاهمه وانا اعيده.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Can you check my output?
I just finished this point, Shafa. Well, I will check. Just 1 minute to finish this one. I will check. Any problem for this one?
No.
Alhamdulillah. Allahumma ballaght. Allahumma fashal. Right. Now we need to solve number 10.
Oh, 10?
What you need? You need the previous part or what?
No. I just said I sent you to 12.
Okay, just finish. Just how to grab this one. Now, what is the type of the function that we have? For x, if you're looking to x, you will find that we have a negative and we have a fraction. It means we have two different types of the transformation that we have now, or changing for the function, or we will change how the function will be look like. What will the negative will change the function by? What is the change for the function for the negative?
6.
Negative will change the function by what?
X 2/3 down.
We'll put x down. Negative will find the reciprocal for the function. So the first one will be f of x is equals 6 now with a positive power. Leave 6 without any change. Will be over x to the power. Leave 2/3. What is the meaning that we have a fractional power? Root. So write x 6 without any change. Write x 6 without any change. Then under the cubic root of x to the power 2. Any problem for this one? Naam?
When do we flip it? Like a complex fraction, I think you said.
Which one? Complex fraction.
No, yani, you said we have to flip it if there's an x in the power. Where?
Which one? Give me the question and the.
No, خلاص, I don't know.
بس
I think he means like when you have a complex fraction.
Complex fraction, like complex fraction. If you have a fraction, complex, not the power. There is no relation now between. Now you have 6 over x. That's the fraction. There is no complex fraction here. Complex fraction is mean you have here a over b, and at the denominator you have b over c. But now you have only one number at numerator and one number in denominator. This number has a power. Leave the power now. The power of the fraction is a decimal, is a whole number. Leave it.
Okay.
Now what is the number that you have here? You have 6. What is the number that you have here? You have x. X is one number, not fraction. You understand it? The power of the fraction. It's not complex number.
Yeah.
You understand this one? Can you graph this one, number 10? Graph number 10, please. Then continue solving. Now we're moving to Shafi'i.